Good morning, YouTube. Chelsea here. I am getting on here this morning to talk a little bit about some of the things that I use to help me balance my energy and just stay in the present moment and really stay in my true form, which is in love and in peace. There are there's a lot going on right now, I think, for people, and I see it kind of all around me. I certainly know things are stirring within myself, my own soul, and I have picked up many, many techniques along my journey that are paying off big time for me and just helping me stay balanced and in truth and in strength and forge ahead on this crazy journey that we're all on. So, what does it even mean really when we are feeling imbalanced? I think that's important to talk about a little bit. For me, it just really shows up as just feeling off, feeling off my vibe, off my vibration of, peace. So, a lot of anxiety, not being able to maintain emotions, being more reactive than maybe I should be, not sleeping well, having a lot of mind chatter and a lot of really racing thoughts, not being able to kind of speak up for myself, live in my truth, and really just not thriving the way that I know that I should. So I feel very blessed. I've done a lot of work and I've had a lot of guidance and a lot of spiritual support throughout my entire life. So I do feel very blessed, and I know that in some ways, because of all that support, my journey has been a little bit smoother than other people sometimes experience. So maybe some of this stuff can help someone out there. That's my intention. And also just to get some of the stuff up off my chest, because I do feel that we are living in a time right now where our spirits are speaking to us loud, maybe not so clear, but very loudly. So hopefully we can help each other clear it up a bit. And anyway, go from there. So let's see, I wrote a list. I'm just going to start kind of from the top. And this is in no particular order, of course. And the very first thing I would like to say is just to always use your own inner guidance. If something sounds interesting to you or speaks to you, makes you feel something good inside, that's most likely because it's for you and it may be helpful. And if something just doesn't resonate at all, just let it pass on by. All right, so one of the very first things I do, number one, prayer, of course, and meditation. This is something that is a lifelong practice, and obviously you can pray in the moment. So as those emotions or triggers are coming up and you're starting to feel anxious, sad, angry, whatever it is that you battle with, obviously stepping right into prayer to whatever it is that supports you spiritually is, in my opinion, number one. And meditation, I can't say enough really about meditation. If I were to leave every single thing off of this list, the only things that I would absolutely need to keep would be prayer and meditation. So developing a practice in both of those things I think is very, very important. And I may share some information on my views on meditation and what's been helpful for me, and maybe take some pressure off of people in that way, because I know it can be a little bit intimidating to people sometimes to think about starting a meditation practice. But it doesn't have to be a big deal, and it's life-changing. So number one and number two for sure. Next is grounding. Just going outside. If you're in your car, roll your windows down, get some fresh air. Even if it's raining, get a little bit of rain on your face. Barefoot in the dirt, the sand, the grass. All of those things are very important, and honestly, one of the things that can kick me back almost instantly into a more balanced state and feeling more peaceful is just getting some nature in me, however that can happen. And also water, like a shower or a bath, kind of bringing nature onto your body that way and cleansing and calming you. Next is breathing, in the moment, closing your eyes, taking deep breaths in and deep breaths out, exaggerated if you can, and trying to visualize the breath as it's coming in as a color or a feeling coming over you that's very calming. And then when you release the breath, releasing the tension, releasing the fear or the anxiety or whatever it is. So in with the calm and the love, and out with whatever it is that's making you feel yucky. Next is something that I use, every single day, all day long, is high vibrational music. I think as human beings, we are automatically it's almost like we have receptor systems specifically for beats and rhythms and vocals. So paying attention to the music that you listen to when it makes you feel good versus when it might make you feel anxious. There's different tones used in different music, so your body and your intuition will tell you, if you give it a chance, what's making you feel good and what's really vibrating with your natural rhythm. This is individual, I think, but some of my recommendations are, reggae music. You pretty much can't go wrong. Plus the messages in the music is important too, and of course reggae music is a lot about love and unity and healing. And then instrumental music is very helpful and beautiful. Classical music, my daughter actually responds really well to all of this music, and it's funny how classical music can sometimes just really instantly calm her down. And then I listen to a lot of mantra music as well. And for me, resonating with a mantra usually has to do with the person's voice. So pay attention to that too. And this is all about how it makes you feel. And if it's making you feel calm and peaceful and creative, then it's for you. The next thing that I like to do is use sage. Smudge. I smudge my house. Excuse me, my throat is dry. I smudge myself, I smudge my daughter. I do this a lot. I smudge during and after, or before and after meditation sometimes. It's just a very, very helpful tool, ancient tool really, for just clearing energy. And with all of these things, really make sure that you're setting your intention too. It's very simple. Just sort of asking your guides, your angels, whoever it is that you go to for this kind of guidance. Just asking them, to help you with the healing, with whatever it is that you're seeking from this stuff. Intention is very powerful, and it's simple. I'm saging myself to remove any energies that don't serve me today. As simple as that. Next is crystals. I love crystals. I have my sage over here. I was going to show you guys some of this stuff. And then my crystals, I have crystals all over my house. I am learning more and more about them. They're wonderful. I have noticed just a huge change in my home and my environment, and just how it feels to be here since kind of getting more into crystals. So there's all kinds of different crystals, lots of information out there about what they do, what properties they have, and which crystals might be the best for you individually, because they all do do different things for us. So it's very cool and helpful to do a little bit of research, and really just if you have the opportunity to go to a crystal shop, picking them out just really with your intuition and spending a little bit of time with them, looking at them, You'll usually be drawn to the right ones for you. Also, having your kids help you pick them out. I noticed that my daughter is very, she always knows which rocks and crystals she's into, and she kind of knows which ones she wants around the house and where. So she's very intuitive in that way. So your kids can be helpful in picking them out too. They're very connected. They're not quite as distracted from all of that stuff, I guess, as we are. Let's see. Incense. I use a lot of incense. I have one burning over here. I'm sorry about the glare. But of course, incense just, they smell good. There's different scents for different, to target different emotions and different healings. So they just instantly kind of lift the vibration, smell good. Let's see. Some examples of ones I use. I love using sandalwood for kind of peace, and pine also for serenity and calm. Lavender is nice to burn for sleep, and my daughter also responds really well to anything lavender when she needs to, get ready for bed, calm down a little. Let's see, I love candles. We use a ton of candles in our home, and I feel, again, really blessed. I live in Northern California, and there's a ton of resources for this kind of stuff, and I think that it's very important to pay attention to where you purchase this stuff, because you want your resources and your supplies, so to speak, to be filled with good intention. So burning candles, lighting them with intention, and making sure that wherever they're coming from is pure and really set for healing. Another thing that I really like to use in my home is visual affirmation. So as you can see, I have a ton of just pictures and, sayings around my home and symbols. I have my little angel here and my Bob Marley sign, and pictures that I've taken at festivals, and just stuff around my home to remind me what's important and what I love, and the intentions that I'm setting for my life. So I think filling your mind and sort of your sight with positivity and inspiration around your home is really important. And my home is filled with stuff. I couldn't take everything off the walls and put it on the table, but this just gives you kind of a little bit of taste. Let's see. Oh, and I also have I have two chalkboard doors in my house that I painted the back of the door with chalkboard paint, and so it's basically just one huge manifestation board or affirmation board. And then my daughter, of course, my 3-year-old, has the bottom of each one that she scribbles on, and I tell her to paint her dreams down there too. So I'm very visual. I've always learned that way and memorized things visually, so it's I've noticed a huge difference in it, sort of cementing things into my life that are important to me. Let's see, essential oils. I love essential oils. I feel like they are some of the most potent medicine that I have access to for me and my daughter. They do everything. They help, they help us with our emotional health, but they also help us with and of course, spiritual health, and also physical. So most of them really have antibacterial properties, antiviral properties, and so I use them for everything. When me or my daughter get sick, when we have allergies, when we can't sleep. Some of my favorites, this isn't a protective blend, so like if Chloe or I have been exposed to any viruses or people who are sick, I basically do social work. So I'm in, hospitals and homes all the time where people are sick. So I use it almost every day. And it's just got all kinds of different oils in it that will kill all kinds of different bacterias and viruses. We don't get sick very much, and I tell people all the time I really believe it's because I use essential oils as perfume. Lavender, of course, and then this is a frankincense oil, and I like to use that especially for meditation. Let's see, another way that I like to kind of ground or balance is, I mentioned a little bit of this earlier, but with nature, I have, abalone shells around my house, little shells that Chloe picks up on the beach. I don't know if you can see that very well. But really, bringing some of the nature inside too. I have a couple of hanging plants, which is nice. Let's see. Salt. I use a lot of salt. I love making saltwater jars and putting them around my house. I just feel like it really helps to clear some energy too. And then, of course, I change this water pretty often. I just feel much lighter around in my home when I have these things out. I make salt scrubs for the shower, so this is like black sea salt and coconut oil, essential oils, a couple of other things, and it's very helpful for clearing energy. So like at the end of the day when I shower, especially after a stressful day, I do a lot of crisis work, so this helps me just kind of calm down, remove anything from the day, and help me balance back into my home with my daughter. And the other thing that I love to use salt for is during baths. So sea salt and baking soda together is really nice in the bath. And then if you really need like a clearing and a detox bath, then you can use Epsom salt and baking soda. And then I usually put a little bit of coconut oil and some essential oils in the bath too. Make it nice. Pretend you're at a spa. Even if there's any guys watching this, it's just super healing. The water is incredible. Again, you can set your intention and do a little meditation. I don't think that people get enough use out of their bathtubs.